Okay, call this meeting to order. The time, 6 o'clock. Dr. Salazar, we have someone to lead us in the pledge.
Yes, Mr. Henderson, members of the board, this evening we have students from the Los Fresnos High School Color Guard here to help lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. The Color Guard is made up of Andres Trejo, Damian Trevino, Oscar Alvarez, Ray Perez, and the Color Guard is under the direction of Stephen Burns and Pedro Rodriguez, two substitutes that are doing an outstanding job. At this time, will Mr. Stumbaugh, if you'll introduce the Color Guard. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Will everyone please remain standing for a moment of silence? Thank you. Please remain standing as the Color Guard exits. Thank you. You may be seated.
Mr. Castillo, can you complete the roll call?
Yes, sir, Mr. Henderson. Mr. Ruben Trevino will be with us shortly. He's running a little bit late. Mr. Donald Henderson.
Present.
I am Martin Castillo. I am here. Mr. Jesus Amaya.
Present.
Ms. Sandra Garcia is unable to make it today. Ms. Leticia Quintero.
Present.
Mr. Juan Sierra, unable to make it today. Dr. Gonzalo Salazar. Ms. Casey Villafuerte, counsel.
Thank you, Mr. Castillo. I want to thank the Color Guard for coming out. They did a wonderful job. We appreciate that. Dr. Salazar, I have district recognition, Los Fresnos High School, College Board National Hispanic Recognition Program.
Mr. Henderson, members of the board, each month we set time aside to recognize the accomplishments of our students, and here to introduce us to College Board Hispanic Recognition Program students is our proud principal of High School, Mr. Justin Stumbaugh.
Good evening, Mr. Henderson, members of the board, and Dr. Salazar. The following Los Fresnos High School students earned academic honors from College Board National Recognition Programs. These programs celebrate students' hard work in high school and showcase their strong academic performance. These academic honors are an opportunity for students to share their strong academic achievements with colleges and scholarship programs that are seeking to recruit diverse talent. At Los Fresnos High School, 49 students received the academic honor. The criteria for eligible students include the following: a GPA of 3.5 or higher, PSAT assessment scores that are within the top 10% of assessment takers, or earned a score of 3 or higher on 2 or more AP exams in 9th and 10th grade. Lastly, they attend a school in a rural area or small town, or identify as African American, Black, Hispanic American, Latino, or Indigenous or Native. Eligible students are invited to apply during their sophomore or junior year and are awarded at the start of the next school year in time to share their achievements in high school as they plan for the future. At the same time, colleges and organizations use College Board Student Search Service and can connect directly with awardees during the recruitment process. So at this time, we will introduce our College Board Recognition Scholars, starting with Andrea Almaguer. Jonas Apacible. Jonathan Aranda. Vanessa Arellano. Ignacio Barragan. We're going to take a picture of 5 at a time, and then we will continue on with the student recognitions. Alessandra Bolivar. Orlando Bernias. Sebastian Chavez. Alejandra Coronado. Jenna Diagven.
Mr. Castillo, please record that Mr. Trevino has shown up.
Yes, sir.
Aaron Encina. Yesenia Garcia. Jorge Garcia. Barbie Garza. Lila Gaxiola. Shelby Harwood. Michaela Hernandez. Alejandro Juarez. Roberto Nieto. Sophie Pedrosa. Jimena Peña. Jose Ponce. Isabella Rentas. Christopher Reynolds. Alonso Rivas. Jason Rodriguez. Asael Ruiz. Juan Tienda. And Heidi Vasquez. Congratulations to our College Board Recognition Scholars, and thank you, parents, as well. Thank you.
And if we can have all the parents of these wonderful students, please rise and be recognized. Thank you very much, and congratulations. Great accomplishment. If anyone has to leave, this would be the time to do it. We will not get our feelings hurt. Go celebrate with your kids. All righty. Want to apologize to everybody for me being late today. Work was calling, and I had to get it done. So apologies to everyone. We are moving on with the agenda. We've done district recognitions. We're going to public audience, and I've got an individual here, Natalie Ramos. Is that right? Okay. Let me read this statement here. If you wish to address the Board of Trustees during the open forum public comment portion of today's meeting, please print your name according to the LFCIS policy BED local. Only those persons on the list who request to speak prior to the meeting starting shall be heard, and you have done that. The speaker shall limit remarks to 5 minutes. The board shall allot no more than 30 minutes for open forum portion at district's regular school board meetings held once a month for items not on this meeting's agenda. The time limit per speaker may be adjusted due to time restraints and the amount of speakers signing up. As appropriate, complaints and concerns for which other resolution channels are provided shall be directed through those channels. These complaints include complaints on the following subjects: employee complaints, termination of employment, career ladder, appeals, student complaints, removal to alternative education program, and expulsion. If the board president determines that a person has not attempted to resolve a matter administratively, the person shall be directed to the appropriate policy for attempted resolution before bringing the matter to the board. Complaints against specific employees or officers of Los Fresnos CISD shall be heard in closed session. As authorized by the Texas Government Code, Title V, Section 551.074, 1 and 2, if your topic concerns complaints against specific employees or officers, please note this on the sign-up sheet, which you did not. You signed up accountability, safety concerns. So, Ms. Ramos, with that, you can come to the lectern. Thank you, ma'am. You have 5 minutes. Mr. Castillo, will you keep record? Thank you, ma'am. You may begin.
Thank you. Good evening, all. I wanted to point something out that happened a few weeks ago. I believe there was failures at different points, and I felt the need to bring them up before it happens again, and potentially there be some consequences. I say accountability and safety. A few weeks ago, my husband was having surgery in McAllen, and that day my son, Junior, was at United and missed the bus from first period. He reached out to me. I couldn't come back, and so I reached out to the school to try and get transportation to the other campus. Not possible. He was going to have to wait to the afternoon and missed out on several classes. The next bus was going to be till, I believe, about 2:40. This is at 10 in the morning. So I felt that education wasn't prioritized at that time, and if we want to be the best, I mean, I think education should obviously always be priority. Now I understand that there's a responsibility on the parents to have people that can pick up the child. Made attempts, that was impossible. So I just wanted to bring that up, that maybe as a last resort, there's another means of transportation for the children. I'm not saying the first time, but just to make sure children don't miss out on hours of education. With that, when I got notification from my son, it was at 10 in the morning, and somebody did go pick up my son. And he was nowhere to be found. He was nowhere to be found, and I didn't find out till the afternoon, over 3 hours later, that he was found. I thought that was unacceptable for the child to be lost somewhere, and something could have been fixed with an easy fix, just calling him over the intercom, because he was on school grounds, which I notified because of his phone. I guess they don't want to embarrass anybody, so forth, and I feel that that point, accountability and safety, is what should be most important. We don't know where he's at and so forth. He also missed those classes, missed lunch. He has medication that he takes, wasn't able to take his medication, and eventually made it in the afternoon to his classes. I say all this because nothing happened of it, thank God, but it could have been worse. He could have been hurt somewhere, and nobody would have known, because even that evening I didn't get notification that he had missed classes. His classes were reflecting that he attended all his classes, which is inaccurate. And with his medication, if it had been another child and he needed this medication for his, diabetes or asthma or whatever the case might be, it could have been bad. So, like I said, everything turned out well, but I wanted to make sure that I brought this up so that there's measures put in place, protocols, so in the future that this could be prevented. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ramos, for bringing this forward to us. We appreciate your involvement. We apologize for any inconvenience and stress that may have added. I'm sure it was stressful. Administration is aware, and so that will be discussed and measures taken. We appreciate you. Thank you. Okay, public comments, that would be it, right? That would fall under public audience, public comment. District reports, Dr. Salazar, I'll turn it over to you.
Mr. Trevino, members of the board, this evening we present monthly financial reports. Wonder there has been no changes in the capital projects funds since our last meeting, and entertain any questions you might have at this time.
Does the board have any questions regarding the district reports? No questions? Okay. That brings us to consent agenda. Tonight we have 7 items on consent agenda. Do I have a motion for consent agenda? Mr. Castillo.
Mr. Trevino, make a motion to accept consent agenda as written.
I have a motion to accept consent agenda as written. Do I have a second? Mr. Amaya. Is there any discussion? There being no discussion, all those in favor of approving consent agenda items 1 through 7, please raise your hand. Consent agenda passes unanimously. Action items. There are 3 action items. Discuss and take action related to CSP number 23-24-18 Mini Gyms HVAC upgrades to approve ranking of vendors for elementary school gyms. Do I have a motion? Mr. Amaya.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the ranking of the vendors for the elementary school gyms as related to CSP number 23-24-18 Mini Gyms HVAC upgrades.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Ms. Quintero. Motion and a second. Is there any discussion? There being no discussion, all those in favor of approving CSP 23-24-18 Mini Gyms HVAC upgrades to approve ranking of vendors for the elementary school gyms, please raise your hand. Action item passes unanimously. 5-0. Number 2, discuss and take action to approve resolution in support of Gloria Santillan Casas for the Cameron Appraisal District Board of Directors. Do I have a motion? Ms. Quintero.
Yes, I motion to approve a resolution in support of Gloria Santillan Casas for the Cameron Appraisal District Board of Directors.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Mr. Castillo. Is there any discussion? Mr. Amaya.
Just a question, Mr. Chairman. Do we know the timeline on this, the deadline when this would have to be completed?
Dr. Salazar?
I don't know off the top of my head, sir, but I'll put it in a weekly update. We have a special call meeting on the 27th, so we should be able to come back and complete it.
What are the deadlines between? That's something that I should have looked at. I apologize. That shouldn't have been left to you. Okay, I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Amaya. Any further discussion? Mr. Henderson.
Just follow up. Ms. Casas, I know it's in the kind of weekly, but what is the relationship of Ms. Casas to the district? I think this is just that we are an entity, a taxing entity. How did we come up with this recommendation?
Sir, so Mrs. Casas approached the district about needing a nomination. Would we consider placing that item on the agenda, which is something I discussed with our board president. We've known Ms. Casas for a number of years. She served on the La Feria School Board for many years, over 2 decades. And she served a term at the Cameron County Appraisal District. so that our relationship is the interaction we've had with her through TASB and at conferences. I think her granddaughter attends Los Fresnos Elementary. She's got a grandchild at Los Fresnos Elementary, but that is the extent of our relationship. We are a taxing entity, and so as such, we are asked, because we levy taxes in Cameron County, that we have the opportunity to nominate someone to represent us in the appraisal district and the decisions that they make in the process of doing business there.
Any further questions? Okay, there being no more discussion, we have a motion, a second, and we've had discussion. All those in favor of approving a resolution in support of Gloria Santillan Casas for the Cameron County Appraisal District Board of Directors, please raise your hand. Action item passes unanimously 5-0. Number 3, discuss and take action to approve the superintendent's personnel recommendations for the following positions for the 2023-2024 school year. A, teachers. B, assistant speech pathologist. Do I have a motion? Ms. Quintero.
Yes, I motion to approve the superintendent's personal recognitions for the following positions for the 2023-2024 school year. A, teachers. B, assistant speech pathologist.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Mr. Henderson, any discussion? There being no discussion, all those in favor to approve the superintendent's personnel recommendations for the following positions for the 2023-2024 school year. A, teachers. B, assistant speech pathologist. Please raise your hand. Action unanimously. Are any of them here tonight? No? Okay. Alrighty. We then would move on to closed session. Discuss all items appropriate regarding to personnel recommendations. We do not have to do that. We are back in open session. Dr. Salazar, is there any announcement?
Just the only announcement we have, sir, is that we have our next special called meeting will be held here on November 27th at 6 p.m.
I will definitely be on time for that, sir. All right. With that, I adjourn this meeting. It is 6:28.